The Second World War, spanning from 1939 to 1945, was a global conflict that reshaped nations, economies, and individual lives in profound ways. Men from various walks of life were called to serve their countries, leaving behind their families, careers, and the familiar comforts of home. The war's impact on family life, particularly for men, was significant and multifaceted, influencing their expected roles and responsibilities both during and after the conflict. Before the war, men's roles within the family were largely defined by societal expectations. Men were seen as the primary breadwinners, working outside the home to provide for their families. Their day-to-day lives involved labor in factories, offices, and fields, while women generally took on domestic duties, managing the household and caring for children. Family life was characterized by a clear division of labor based on gender roles, with men and women fulfilling distinct responsibilities. The onset of war brought dramatic changes to this dynamic. As men enlisted or were drafted into military service, they were abruptly removed from their civilian lives and thrust into the uncertainty and peril of combat. This separation from family was a significant emotional burden, as men grappled with the fear of never returning home and the anxiety of leaving their loved ones behind. Letters and infrequent communications became lifelines, offering solace and maintaining a connection to home despite the physical distance and chaos of war. The absence of men on the home front necessitated a shift in family roles. The traditional breadwinner was now a serviceman, and the weight of maintaining the family fell heavily on the shoulders of those left behind. Men worried about the well-being of their families, knowing they could not be there to contribute as they had done previously. The uncertainty of war and the prolonged separation strained familial bonds, though the hope of eventual reunion kept many going. The end of the war marked another significant transition. Men returned home, often changed by their experiences in ways that were not immediately visible. The return to civilian life was challenging as they either sought to reclaim their roles within their families and communities or questioned them. Wartime experiences had a profound impact, bringing about personal growth, psychological scars, and other adjustments. Many men faced difficulties reintegrating into the workforce and adapting to the changes that had occurred in their absence. Others made use of newfound skills and insights and used the opportunity to pivot in new directions. Family life post-war was a period of redefinition and adjustment. The return of men to the household prompted a renegotiation of roles and responsibilities. While many families sought to return to pre-war norms, the reality was that the war had irrevocably altered societal expectations and family dynamics. Men had to navigate the complexities of reconnecting with their families and re-establishing their presence as the heads of their households. For others, the inability to reintegrate into former roles was seen as an opportunity for personal growth. The GI Bill, which provided educational and economic opportunities for returning veterans, played a significant role in shaping the post-war era. Many men pursued higher education and vocational training, leading to better job prospects and upward social mobility. This new source of wealth increased economic stability for both families and single men, and allowed for the growth of suburban communities and the pursuit of the American dream. The Second World War was a pivotal period that profoundly disrupted and reshaped men's lives. Before the war, gender roles defined family dynamics, with men as primary breadwinners and women as homemakers. The war necessitated a shift in these roles, as men went off to fight and had to leave their families behind. The post-war period was marked by a complex readjustment as men returned home, bearing the weight of their experiences and facing a transformed societal landscape. The legacy of this era is seen in the gradual redefinition of family life and society's expectations of men.
love that gal like she's never been loved before. I'm gonna show that gal she's the baby that I adore. When she's in my arms again, our dreams will all come true. Then the years between might never have been. We'll start our lives anew. I'm gonna kiss that gal like she's never been kissed before. And though I miss that gal, she's the baby I'm waiting for. We'll never part again, she'll hold my heart again, forever and ever.
Much obliged you hopped on board for this snazzy trip through American life in the 1940s and 1950s, all captured through nifty vintage photographs. If this flick's got your motor running, don't be a square. Click on that jolly bucket of bolts to subscribe to the channel for more top drawer content just like this.